Hey guys, Anthony here. Sorry for not posting any videos for a little while. I was actually out of the country, Texas, this little spiritual convention where we took the time to fill ourselves up with a lot of power, love, dunamis, a lot of spiritual power, and I saw a few upgrades and a result of some of my training. Almost slew somebody in the spirit for the first time. That was interesting, and yeah, that was really exciting and refilling. But that's not the subject of this video. So basically today what I want to talk about is diet. When I talk about diet, I'm not talking about the physical diet, the one that you eat, but about different types of diet that we don't talk enough. Energetic diets, all right? Because we are not only what we eat, we are what we watch, we are what we hear, we are what we eat. We have different senses, taste, smell, from our different gates, eye gate, mouth gate, eye gate, what we see, what we hear. And I won't talk about the ear gates. That's what came to me, really, what I wanted to share with you guys. And it's to take an account of the things that you hear, actually, the music that you listen to, more specifically, you know. For those who are trying to change their life and see the frequency that they're living and see things that you should take your Spotify playlist for 2025, the top songs that you're listening, right? Or go through your playlist and listen to the lyrics. Go and read out the lyrics yourself and ask yourself how many of the things that I read in the lyrics are things that I do not want to see in my life. For some of you, it may be things about some, blah, blah, violence and gang and short-sighted relationship, carnal relationships, and stuff like that. Or the idea of it's tearful and depression. And, oh, I left this girl left me, and it's push and pull, this love game of all types of things. And you go through that list and just see the things in your life that reflects what you listen. Because again, this is an energetic universe that we live into. Whatever you emit, you're like a radio tower, radio signal. Whatever you emit, whatever you sow, you'll reap. Whatever you emit as a frequency, you will end up receiving back. Kind of like a sonar, right? And the thing is, your frequency is depending on what you eat, what you see, what you listen to, the words that you hear. Often, there's children that get traumatized or things happen to them, their parents or their teachers say, you'll never amount to anything. And that word, that sentence, that frequency stays with them all throughout their lives. Now think about the things that you listen constantly, that goes through your subconscious because you are not aware. Most of the things that we do say are mechanically activated because of mechanism inside of us that we've built and molded according to the things that we hear and we're not even aware. So go to your Spotify playlist. That could be an interesting exercise and realize, oh, I don't want that. I noticed that in my life. It's a bit too close to what I've been seeing. I don't want that. And maybe try to change it up. Try to listen to music up for the things that you want to see. Maybe it's more prosperity, more wealth, greater relationships, or not rap songs about dysfunction, but about functional families. About you know, funny things about them. I was listening to a guy going through rap lyrics from Russian rappers, right? And it was like, it sounded all tough and stuff, but what they were talking about is going to eat pie at their grandma's house and things like that. So it was really about, it was about, just family. Russian rap. That's interesting. Anyways, and another thing, the shows that we listen to. I remember there was my old pastor that he said he had realized that there was shows that he listened, like when there was action, violent scene and stuff like that. It kind of, what happened is that he realized that it was easier for him to become angrier at stuff after he listened. That and when he took time to actually analyze himself and notice and observe himself, he knows these things. And that was something that at the same time I had realized about myself too. Whether it's anime or sometimes video game, they'll say it, or shows about violence. It's like those things kind of, it builds those tracks in your mind, and it's easier to follow those patterns in your mind. And we get those negative. There's a lot of grim, dark shows that have been coming out. I don't know if you've noticed in the past 10 years, a lot of dark shows that humanity is wicked, it's against on the earth, and all those dark things, and it's dark, and and it's like, well, you realize that humanity, as we ingest it, we also spit it out, right? When what we eat, eventually that those frequency we emit them mentally, and ultimately the universe that we live in, the reality, the timeline that we step into as a humanity is the one that we collectively create from our unconscious and emissions. And those thoughts, those behaviors, though, that leads to behaviors, thoughts, and mindset that leads to certain behaviors. So that's pretty much all for today. Again, little exercise. Go through your Spotify and listen, read the lyrics, face face reality into yourself. Okay, do I want this in my life? No. And then maybe making the according choices, changes. Right? This is the uncomfortable but necessary steps that we want to take if we want to start changing our lives for the better.